it's time to do a little bit of yoga. Let's sit up nice and tall. Okay, find your comfortable seated position. You bring your hands to your knees or thighs. Let's take a few big inhales and exhales right here. Alright guys, let's take another big inhale. Sitting up nice and tall and then bringing one ear over to a shoulder. Option, bring a hand out. Bring your head back up and bring your hand back. Sit up again, nice and tall, other side. Good, bring your head back up, bring your hand back. Let's roll out those shoulders. Nice. All right, take a big inhale, hands up. Exhale, reach those fingertips out to the sides. Let's do it again. Breathe in, hands up. Exhale, reach out. One more time like that. Inhale, hands up. This time on our exhale, we will twist. Okay, let's take another big inhale. Hands are up. Exhale, we'll twist other side. Okay, inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down to your sides. We're going to do a seated butterfly. So we're going to take our feet together. Knees are going to go out to the sides. We're just going to round forward here a little bit. Alright guys, come on back up. Stretch just one leg out to the side. We're going to get ready for some lateral flexion. Bring your hand to the inside. Rotate your trunk. Slide down and bring that hand up and over. Come on back up. Same thing other side, switch legs. Okay, and then up and over. Nice big side stretch. Alright, come on back up, big inhale. Okay, you can stretch both legs out in front of you here for a sec. And then make your way to your hands and knees into a crawling position on your mat or cat-cow position. We're going to continue with some spinal movement. So inhaling, belly's going to reach down, we look up. And then exhale, round your spine and tuck your chin. All right, guys, start to come back to your center. And we'll start to reach just one leg back behind us. Reach your left leg back behind you. And then we'll reach our right hand out in front of us, finding balance. Keep breathing, keep holding. Okay, then we'll bring our hand down and our knee. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, let's get that core all fired up. Okay, leg reaches. When you're ready, hand can float. Okay, hand down, then your knee. Let's find a nice little child's pose. Alright guys, it's time for our first downward facing dog. Let's tuck those toes. We're coming up, making that upside down V or triangle shape with our body. Feel free to pedal out your feet, stretch out your legs. Take a big breath in, move forward into plank. If you like, you can drop right down to your knees and then down to the mat. Take a big breath in, lift your heart. And then all the way back up to down dog. Okay, let's do it again. Move forward into plank. Remember, you can drop to your knees, lower down, or you can lower all the way down in one line. Breathe in, and then up and back. All right, guys, one more time like that. Forward into plank, lower down, lift your heart, and then all the way up and back, down dog. Okay, let's look forward. Then we're going to walk our feet to our hands, forward fold. Come up halfway lift, fold, and then come all the way up. Hands reach up overhead, and then back down to your sides. All right, so we're going to do what we call our chair pose next. It's a squat. Okay. So feet are about hip width distance apart. We're going to send our bum back as we bend our knees, reaching our hands forward as we do it. Okay, there's a little space between your knees. I want the space between your knees to be about the same space between your feet. Okay, so keep those knees apart. We're going to hold it for 15 seconds. We only have about 10 seconds left. A couple of big breaths. Let's all take a big inhale and exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, and then step back with your left foot, pivot on that foot, and find your warrior two. Take a couple of big breaths right here, just holding. Straighten that leg, inhale. Exhale, bend back into it. Let's bring our back hand to our thigh, or you can bring your arm to your low back. Flip your front hand and reach it up. We're going to windmill our hands down to frame our foot. Okay, so all our toes are pointing forward. We're going to hop that back foot forward until we can float it up off the mat for what we call a standing split. So instead of looking at the ground, I want you to try and look towards your knee or shin. Okay? Take another big inhale, and then exhale. Bring your foot into forward fold position. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up. Hands reach up. And back down to your sides. We're going to find our chair pose again, other side. Okay, let's sit down. We're going to hold it for another 15 seconds. We're going to do all the same poses, of course, on for this leg. Okay, keep breathing here. We'll take another big inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Bring your hands to the mat. Let's step back with our right foot this time. We can pivot on our foot. And make our way up to warrior two. Okay, let's inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, bend back into it. Bring your right hand to your thigh or your arm across your back. Let's reach our left hand up. Okay, we're going to come back to warrior two. Windmill down. Okay, all toes pointing forward. We're going to hop that back foot forward until we find our standing split. Look at your knee or your shin rather than the floor. And then we'll bring our other foot to meet for forward fold. We'll come up halfway. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Let's step back to plank. And we'll move through a little vinyasa. Drop down to your knees, lower down. Breathe in, lift your heart. And then find child's pose instead of downward facing dog. Let's just take a little rest here. Alright guys, let's come on up. We're going to just find a nice little seated position for now. Okay, you can stretch your legs out. We'll take just one ankle underneath a knee. Okay, other leg straight out in line with your hip. Take a big breath in and fold. Alright guys, let's slowly make our way back up. Switch legs, same thing on the other side. Okay, you can reach your hands up, and then exhale, we'll fold forward. Okay, let's come on back up to sit. Stretch your legs out, give them a nice little wiggle or a shake. You'll probably feel good. All right, gang. So up next, we will make our way to our backs. We're gonna do a thread and needle when we get down there, so we can keep our knees bent, feet on the floor to start. We'll reach a leg up high into the sky, and then bend it so our ankle's on the other thigh, the lower part of our thigh above our knee. Okay, you can stay like this, or you can float that foot up off the mat. Alright guys, we can uncross our legs. Of course we want to do the same thing on the other side. Same options here. So you can keep your foot on the floor, or you can start to float it up off the mat. Guys, you can bring your feet back down to the floor. We're going to move into a reclined twist. So we're going to let both knees fall over to one side. So you can even start in the fetal pose and then just open up your arms so you're looking up towards the ceiling. Alright guys, let's start to make our way to our back, so you can kind of just roll your knees up. We'll kind of realign ourselves here as well. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we can start in the fetal pose on the opposite side if you like, and then opening up. Guys, let's start again to make our way back to our backs here. I'm going to encourage you to do whatever feels good when you arrive. So maybe you want to hug your knees into your chest and rock. Maybe you want to keep your feet on the floor and kind of sway those knees. Or if you want to do nothing at all options are great. When you are ready, you can start to find a reclined butterfly pose, bringing the soles of your feet together. Knees can fall out to either side. Alright, whenever you're ready, you can start to stretch your legs out for Shavasana. Take up as much space as you like. guys. Let's take a few big inhales and exhales here. Maybe starting to bring a little bit of movement into your hands and feet. Okay, if it feels good, you can reach your hands up and back behind you, stretching out. And then maybe hugging your knees into your chest, making a nice little ball and rocking from side to side if that feels good. And we'll roll over into the fetal pose. We'll take a couple of big breaths. We'll start to make our way back up to sit. And sit up nice and tall, just like we started. We'll start to bring our hands, palms together in front of our heart. We'll take another big inhale through our nose. Exhale, bow your head to your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys again soon.